Everything started with this photograph, a black and white image, silent, frozen in time. At first glance it looks like a simple promotional photo, a man standing in a fighting stance, muscles tense, eyes focused. But the longer one looks at it, the more unsettling it becomes. Because this photograph is not just showing Bruce Lee, it is revealing a moment where discipline, philosophy, struggle, and identity intersect. Once the meaning behind this image is understood, Bruce Lee is never seen the same way again. This photograph was taken around 1971-1972, during a critical turning point in Bruce Lee's life and career. It was most likely shot in Hong Kong, during the production or promotional period of Fist of Fury, The Chinese Connection. At that time, Bruce Lee was no longer trying to prove himself, he was redefining himself. Hollywood had offered him roles that reduced him to stereotypes. Instead of accepting them, he walked away, returning to Hong Kong with a clear intention: to take control of his own image, his own voice, and his own philosophy. This photograph exists because Bruce Lee was no longer willing to be shaped by others. Officially, this image was created as a publicity photo meant to promote a film, but Bruce Lee never treated the camera as a passive object. To him, every image was a statement. This photograph was designed to communicate something very specific: that this man is alert, present, and ready. There is no exaggerated aggression here, no theatrical rage. Instead, there is restraint. Bruce Lee understood that true power does not announce itself, it waits. What stands out most in this image is not muscle size, it is balance. The shoulders are relaxed, the arms are tense but not locked, the fists are closed, yet not driven by anger. This is not a pose of brute force, it is a pose of control. Bruce Lee believed that unnecessary tension slows the body and clouds the mind. This belief later became the foundation of jeet, a system built on simplicity, efficiency, and directness. In this photograph, there is nothing excessive. Every element serves a purpose. Many viewers interpret the expression on Bruce Lee's face as anger, but this is a misunderstanding. There is no rage here. There is awareness. His gaze is slightly angled, not fixed straight ahead. This reflects a fighter who observes before acting. Bruce Lee often emphasized that reacting blindly is a weakness. True mastery comes from perception, from understanding the moment before committing to it. This photograph captures that mental superiority. This image represents only a fraction of a second, yet behind it lie years of discipline. Bruce Lee's body was not the result of genetics alone. It was built through relentless training, experimentation, and self-observation. But more importantly, his physical form was shaped by thought. He believed the body was an extension of the mind, not separate from it. Every muscle carried intention, every movement carried meaning. What we see here is not a trained actor, it is a man who lived inside his discipline. When this photograph was taken, Bruce Lee was approaching global recognition, but he was also carrying immense pressure. He felt misunderstood in the West, challenged in the East, constantly forced to prove that he belonged in both worlds. This image holds not only strength, but burden. The tension in his posture reflects more than combat readiness. It reflects responsibility. Bruce Lee was aware that he represented something larger than himself, a shift in how Asian identity, philosophy, and strength were perceived worldwide. Bruce Lee often spoke about adaptability, about becoming formless like water. This photograph embodies that idea. There is no rigid structure in his stance, no unnecessary stiffness. Everything suggests readiness to change. To Bruce Lee's, strength was never about domination. It was about understanding oneself so completely that fear lost its power. This image captures that inner clarity. Decades later, this image continues to resonate because it does not feel staged, it feels honest. It shows a man in the middle of transformation, not yet a myth, no longer just a student. Bruce Lee is not fighting an opponent here. He is confronting expectation, limitation, and identity. That is why this photograph remains powerful. This image is not simply a record of Bruce Lee's physical ability, it is a visual summary of his philosophy. Discipline without rigidity, strength without aggression, awareness over reaction. When viewers look at this photograph again, they may notice something new, not just a fighter but a thinker, not just a body but a mind. Everything started with this photograph, and in many ways it is still speaking.